Good damn afternoon, AmeriCANS. Jericho Green here with you once again. I need to talk about this before I go on because I'm a little upset. Hopefully in a minute or two my heart rate will go down. So I'm going to deliver something to my niece. My wife took her the glass blowing this weekend, something she really wanted to do. Her 12th birthday. She's already 12. That's another video. So she took her to do blown glass, and she did a really cool heart with some wings on it, a little pumpkin. I'm like, man, it's so exciting. I'm gonna go drop it off to her, watch her get all happy and see how good she did. And I'm coming around the corner, and there's an apartment building next to this huge church. It's the same church where my buddy got married, and when the father of the bride was about to walk her down the aisle, somebody swung the double doors open and hit him right between his eyes. I told that story before. Anyway, but this is right next to this church, and I look, and there's smoke billowing from from the first floor, which I think is one of the apartments. I mean, thick ass smoke. I can't even hardly see the building behind it. I don't see anybody else there. Definitely no firefighters. I'm like, oh shit, this is happening. Maybe I can help somebody. So I pull over, I hop out of my truck, I run into this little courtyard, and I see the smoke coming from behind this big bush. Bush must have been 7-8 feet tall. So I'm going around the bush, and I'm expecting to see where the smoke is coming from. Nothing. So I look around, what the fuck? And there's a elderly woman up on the second floor, and she's leaving her apartment. She's locking the door, but she's like not even tripping. Like she's just going about her day. I'm like, why is she not looking around and trying to find where the smoke is coming from? I said, miss, do you know where the smoke's coming from? And she goes, oh, it's just the kids over here lighting off fireworks. I'm like, you little motherfuckers, man. And of course, as a kid, you don't think about that shit. They probably ran off thinking that shit was funny. Man, I'm thinking somebody's house is burning or some shit. Somebody could be hurt. Somebody could be unconscious. I hear footsteps behind me, and I hear a guy go, is everybody okay? I'm thinking it's the firefighters. I look around. It's two other guys that pulled over in their work truck, and another guy who pulled over in his work truck. All these toxic men and their toxic masculinity coming to help, right? We really need to stamp that shit out, because these men and their testosterone are a real fucking problem. And don't worry, even if the person inside those three other guys, they were all white men. But I'm pretty sure even if the people inside the apartment were people of color or part of the Ku Klux Klans, they still would have dragged their asses out of the fire. But anyway, those little bastards were lighting off fireworks. And then two more guys who were painting the apartment next door came running over. So you got 6 men looking at who they can help. None of them asked, hey, before we go in there, they're all white people in there, right? Because we don't do the POCs. Nope. All of us hopped out of our trucks, ready to help, no matter what they look like, no matter their socio-economical status. Damn, I'm passing by a car accident. Looks like nobody's hurt. Be careful in the rain, people. No matter what these people look like or sounded like, whether they were legal immigrants or illegal aliens, black, brown, yellow, spots, stripes, swirls, if they fucked men, women, themselves, animals, it did not matter. We pulled over to help. That is America, not this racially divided bullshit that they're telling you about. Because like I said, there were white dudes that pull over. Those two guys that were painting, they were Mexican. I'm black, I think. Yeah, I am. And all we wanted to do was pull over and help somebody. That's America. That's what we do. We're kind to each other. It's our culture. I wasn't standing here, and the white guys were standing there, and the Mexican dudes, we were there, ready to help. That's the America we live in, not this divided horse shit that they're trying to feed us so they can keep us stupid and conquered. That's America right there. 3 different colored people ready to help no matter what the fuck the potential victim looked like. We were all ready to go inside of a burning apartment if we had to. That's America. That's AmeriCANS right there. That's what all these fucking crooks in their suits and their pantsuits and their officers with an echo, that's what they all need to see, because that's what we are. Not the bullshit the mainstream mediocres are trying to tell us. Ooh, racial tension. We polled this group and they said this about that group. No, we're all one group. We're all one gang. We're all wearing the same colored rag hanging out of our damn pocket, red, white, and fucking blue. Tell me America is fucking racially divided? Not by what I saw. Not by that fucking rainbow coalition that was standing in the courtyard of that damn apartment looking for the smoke. I didn't see that. And like I said, we're all driving trucks, so we all work. We're all working, trying to help our families, provide for our families with as much freedom and as little robbery when it comes to our fucking paycheck as possible. That was America right there. I don't believe this bullshit they're trying to peddle, that we're all divided along these colored lines. Fuck that. Because I'm sure, I know that's what I was thinking, and I'm sure they're all thinking, who do we need to help? Where are they? Not what color are they? What race are they? What's their status as a citizen? Are they legal? Illegal? Are they from a white country? Are they one of those little dirty-faced brown people that sneak across the border? Nope, none of that. Somebody needs help, we're able to, here we are. That's what we do to the rest of the world. Let an earthquake go through some country where their buildings are made from fucking straw and mud and bamboo shoots. Who's there? Whose cadaver dogs are sniffing through the rubble? Who? America. That's who. We're still that America, believe it or not. But as much as they try to tear us down and blur the lines of things that we know is right, they're telling us it's wrong. Bullshit. We know it's right. And so, anyway, let me try to let my blood pressure go down. Let's go to something a little more comical, shall we? So, remember, I was telling you about we had the first black Secretary of Defense, and we had the first black that, we had the first openly transgender. Well, guess what? The first patrol is still on. Now, we have the first openly gay person serving in the president's cabinet. Who gives a shit? Who is it? Pete Buttigieg. That's right. Remember him from the presidential campaign trail? Pete Buttigieg. I don't know, is he still the mayor of, was he the mayor of Gary, Indiana or some shit? I don't know, somewhere in India. I don't know if he's still the mayor or maybe he gave that up when he went to run for president. But don't you worry, guys. Don't you worry. We have the first openly gay. He's like the secretary of some stupid, insignificant shit. And if you're a dude and you like dicks, does that help you do your job better? I just want to know, because they're making such a big deal of the fact that he's gay, openly gay. So how does that make him do his job better? How does that make him serve the people better? Because if it doesn't, then why in the fuck are we hearing about it? Exactly. It's only for pandering. That's it. This isn't for real. These are like fake titties. These aren't real. It's fake. They're only doing it to pander. They're only doing it to get people on their side, to pull the lever for them. And you know what? If somebody's that dumb to pull the lever simply because of who somebody's fucking, that's the problem. I don't give a, so what? Do I have to go in there with you and watch and participate? Then I don't give a shit. Why are you telling me that? This ain't gonna be the last. There's going to be the first opening of the first. Man, shut the fuck up. He's like the Secretary of Transportation or some shit. Like, that's not even a real position. And if it was, so fucking what? Unless your sexual preference or sexual orientation, whatever the buzzword is, the buzz term is now, unless that helps you do your job better, keep it to yourself. You know the whole, if you can't say anything nice, don't say nothing at all. Well, if you can't tell me something that pertains directly to your job, don't tell me shit. I don't care. That's their problem. Their identity and their race is number one and number 1A about them. Nobody gives a shit. Like I was just telling you about the incident that just took place. None of that mattered to either one of us. Didn't even think about it. Didn't even care. But they do. It's all they care about. Pertaining to themselves and you and us. It's all they care about. What you look like, and who you sleep with. That's all that matters. That shapes you as a person. Very little. Very little. What kind of character do you have? Are you a kind person? Do you help others? Are you a good person in general? That's all that matters. Not what you look like and who you lay next to. But that's all they have. All they have is identity politics. That's why they've been pushing it. And they're going to keep pushing it because it's effective. That's why they're going to keep doing it. Because it works. It must be working. It must make people pull the lever for them just knowing what they look like and who they're fucking. Because if it didn't work, they wouldn't keep doing it. Their power is too important. They can only spend their time on things that help them and help their cause. If it don't help them, they ain't doing it. We all know 10, 12, 15 years ago, all these same motherfuckers that want to put you on the rack, that want to crucify you for not wanting illegals to be welcome in while we're pushed to the side, those same people were saying the same thing that we're saying today. Because at the time, it served them. At this time, it doesn't. Tomorrow, if it did, you would hear them saying the same damn things that me, you, and President Trump have been saying. And that's the sad part about it. That's why we're in such fucking trouble. We got this mush-mouthed dummy in charge. He just signed another executive order. This must be Executive Order 178. Another executive order from the grandpa in chief, from the papa in chief. Him and his wife look like that painting with the two old farmers standing there with the pitchfork. What's the name of that picture? So the mush mouth in chief signs another executive order. This time, hey, guys, don't be so mean, all right? This executive order is going to reunite families that were separated at the border. Oh, thank God. That's right. This executive order, he's going to amass a committee, a task force, a group to reunite these families that were separated at the border. Now, I'm just wondering, are you going to reunite the ones that were separated under Trump? Or are you going to go back all the way to 2013 when you and Obama were separating those families? I just want to know. You guys going to help the families that were newly separated? Or are you going to go back to 2013 when you motherfuckers were putting kids in cages and separating families at the border? Even though the vast majority of these kids don't come with their parents. They come with coyotes and other people posing as their parents to get across the border. Because again, referring back to our kind American hearts, we are sympathetic to parents and their children. Most of it ain't even their damn parents. I remember, a year or two ago, there was a video of a kid who was being reunited with his mom, and you can tell by his body language, he didn't know that fucking lady. He was like pulling away when she would go to touch him. And how do you think you would react if you were separated from your mom for a month? What would you do when you saw her? Probably run as fast as your little tiny legs would carry you and jump into her fucking arms and squeeze her and cry and say, "Mommy, I love you." Not recoil at her touch and stand closer to the fucking Border Patrol agent who brought you there than your mother. It's a bunch of bullshit. But hey, bullshitting's what they do. So that's another executive order so we can reunite those poor families ripped apart by the Border Patrol and that evil racist president who wanted to protect his borders. The nerve. If I had pearls, I'd clutch them. And you know he's just undoing these executive orders via executive order just to spite Trump. Because him and Barack didn't give a shit when they were separating those kids at the border. And that whole separating the kids, no, that makes it sound like we were pulling those kids away from their mom. Number one, if you really are, we already know, if you take somebody else's kid and take them across the border, you're a piece of shit. You need to be waterboarded in homeless piss. But if you're a parent and you put your kid through that, there should be a whole special section of torture for you. That is not how you come to America, crossing 1,500 miles of rough terrain and putting their lives in danger. And don't worry, if the terrain don't get you, the coyotes will. Because damn near 80% of women who come across the border illegally are what? Raped. Some of them take contraceptive before they leave, knowing what's going to happen. But we're the bad ones. The Border Patrols, those are the evil ones ripping their kids from their mother's arms, right? Get the fuck out of here. But here we go. The fucking grandpa in chief executive ordering his way to fucking communism and taking us along with him, kicking and screaming. Man, Hollywood couldn't write this shit. And they can't, because all their movies suck and they're fucking reboots of shit we saw in the 80s. Anyway, I got errands to run. Shout out to my man, George. He ordered a barrel for me for my Glock 17. I'm about to go pick it up. I'm excited. I'm happier than a pig in shit. There's this other thing my dad used to say that was kind of like that, but if I say it on here, I'll probably get the video taken down because somebody's gonna fucking cry because I got sand on my clit. Anyway, you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell because every time it rings, a piece of shit lefty cries. Get your Jericho Green notification tone. Link in the description box. Utilize the PayPal link and the Teespring link to get your green gear. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.